And today is quail moving day. But normally I don't have the best survival rate in my quail. I had purchased the red light when I had baby chicks, but it scared me and I never used it. We have our brooder heater plate. It's pretty gross. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out of my backyard. And today is quail moving day. Y'all, they smell so bad. So listen, let's talk real quick on why, almost 48 hours later, they are still in the incubator. What you need, Mom? You need me? Okay, so normally I don't have the best survival rate. Also, we finally got these nails done. Nail cams. It's a basic fall little thing, but I like it. I am a basic person. But normally I don't have the best survival rate in my quail. And so I need 5 to 6 of these quail to stay alive. One of the biggest things with raising quail or hatching quail, and I think chickens too, is you need to make sure that they are completely dry before you move them. And so my thought this time was I will put some food in there, I will put some water in there with them, and then I can make sure they are completely dry. All of the quail that are in there now have been in there for almost 48 hours, right? They are dry, you can tell, because they're nice and fluffy and furry. Thing is, adding that food to that incubator, oh my God, it smells so bad. So they have to be moved. And so normally, this is what I raise my quail in. It is a tote. I don't put the top on the tote at this point. I just put some chicken wire over it. And so we are down in the laundry room. Now I know what everybody's thinking. Isn't it going to be too cold? Maybe you're not thinking that. It's something that I've thought about. Isn't it going to be too cold for them? Because shouldn't it be cold if this is where your food is stored at? Yes, but this is not an actual pantry. This is not a root cellar. It is my laundry room, right? So what I have done is I have closed off the vent down here. And so at night, I'm going to move them to the kitchen. I do have the heater plate, so I don't use the red light. It scares me. I had purchased the red light when I had baby chicks, but it scared me and I never used it. And originally, before I got the heater plate, I actually plugged a heater in down in this room to make sure they stayed warm, but I was very scared of that red light. So here we are, the tote that they're going to be raised in down in the laundry room / pantry. And this is the Producer's Pride chicken coop heater and brooder. I'm going to be using the brooder side of it, and I'm going to have it down like this for them so they can go up under it. But it can be used in the chicken coop. It can be used, you know, inside. So that is the one that I have. So we're going to start moving them. I'm just going to bring the whole incubator down here. I used to move them like in a box or in a basket or something, but they do poop. So what I'm going to do is just bring the whole tray down here, and I'm going to sit it down in there, take the top off. They'll jump down. The other thing I'm doing different this year is I'm going to use cardboard. I'm going to use cardboard in the bottom because it's about to get cold. My house is a whole entire mess, y'all. So listen, over here, I was looking for vanilla extract or vanilla flavoring last night, and I knew we had some. I could not find it. So I ended up pulling all the seasonings down, and then we're going to figure out how to organize that because it irked my nerves so bad. And then, of course, I cooked dinner. I didn't wash the dishes, and nobody else did either. But my plan this year is to use cardboard. And so I'm going to put cardboard at the bottom of this tote. I got a tray so I can eat in my room and not mess up my new bedding. And this is a box that came in it. So I'm going to kind of layer it because I just think as it relates to me having to clean it in the winter, I just feel like this is going to be better for me. They will be down here for a while. This is not the ideal setting for them, but it's more ideal than me letting them stay in soiled bedding longer than they should. So, and I'll go outside and find some sticks, put some leaves and things in here each time that I clean it out. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to make sure that they have a clean tote often because they will actually be in here until spring comes around. The quail that are outside, I'm going to continue to use their eggs to hatch more quail out, right? And then once we get to that last hatching, those will be the ones that will make it to the outside coop when spring comes. The rest of them I am going to call to put into the freezer because I only have like 3 left now. And this is one of our meat sources. My daughter will not eat it. Me and my son, we will. And so my plan was to have this set up and ready for them. Yesterday, I did not get around to that. By the way, my daughter has strep throat. So she has strep throat. I knew she had something, y'all. I knew she had something. Right now, we're gonna go out front because I don't want to get the leaves from out back. My dog uses the bathroom back there. But we're gonna go out front and we're gonna get some leaves and then find some sticks to put in there because I do think that this will work for them at this point. So we're gonna do that so that they can have a place. So here's the thing, yellow door. So here's the thing. There are brooders and cages that do not have anything in them that would make quail think that they're home. So I feel like I didn't really need to put anything down here, but I do want to. I just want to. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I will see y'all in a minute after I go and get some leaves. Okay, so we have leaves and we're just gonna put these over on the other side. This is me trying to find a way where I'm gonna make sure I keep it clean. The compost pile is in no way ready for any kind of animal bedding. I don't think that it would like mask the smell or anything, so I don't want to do that. And I just think if I put the cardboard down here, then it would be easier for me just to pull the cardboard out and replace it with more cardboard. I do like having the cardboard up on the sides only because they can be very, very messy. Like they can be very messy. And so as a way to make sure that I keep the tote, you know, as clean as possible and I just have to put cardboard down, that's what I'm doing. I am leaving the cardboard up on the sides. Right now they're pretty small, but as they get a little bit bigger, also in a few weeks, probably like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, I could take that brooder out and then the whole tote will be theirs. And right now they are super duper small. So let's get them. The brooder is on and we're gonna go ahead and get them and move them over. So right now it's pretty warm down here. I'm not sure of what the temperature is right now, but it's pretty warm down here. So I don't think that this should be a problem. The other thing is when you are giving quail water when they are this small, you have to put marbles or rocks or something in it because they will drown themselves. So I'm going to show you what I have used. But I also went ahead and got an actual feeder and waterer. So I'll put the marbles in here and sit it down there for them. When they are older, I think the feeder I'll put in here. The waterer I'm going to wait on. And then I'm just going to make sure that I pour a little bit of water into what I'm about to show you each day. Probably for the first week or so while they're really small. So see, they'll start jumping out. But this is what I was giving them water in. So I will rinse the marbles and then start putting more water in it. This way they won't drown themselves. I just got those from the $1.25 store. And truthfully, I could just take them out and send them where, didn't mean to do that. Send them where they need to go. And I don't think any more are gonna hatch, but I may still put the incubator back just to be safe. He still has his shell or her shell stuck to her, but I'm gonna let nature do what nature does. So hopefully that falls off soon. And goes another one. Really tiny little things. And I was giving them their food in that while they were in the incubator. Really tiny. And they can go under this brooder. It's not a lot of space, but they can get under the brooder. And we put a total of 16 eggs in here. If you look right here, you can see it was trying to come out, but it just didn't make it out. So I think we're going to go ahead and discard what's here. I personally call this successful. So we have 7 eggs that are unhatched. I personally called it successful, mostly because I wasn't expecting to get this many out of the eggs that I put in there. Not to mention the eggs have been sitting on the counter for, you know, a little while, not like weeks, but they have been on the counter. And so I call this successful. Okay, so I took the bottom of the incubator outside to rinse it off, and then I'll wash it and sanitize it. Well, not sanitize it, but kind of, what's the word? Wipe it down with Clorox wipes. So maybe it is sanitize it in a few minutes. But want to show you what I feed them. I feed them the Purina Game Bird starter, 30% protein starter. And so that's what I give them up until they're like adults, I think. The back of the bag tells you when you should start feeding them regular quail feed. And so, like I said, I'm going to put their food. They're very messy. I feel like I need to tell people that they are very, very messy. So I'm going to put their food into this. I'm still going to keep their water in this just to protect them from drowning while they are so small. And I'm not putting a lot in to start with because, as I said, they're messy. If you put a lot of food in there and they happen to get in these holes and can throw it out, you're going to be wasting a lot of food. So we're just putting a little bit in here. Then we're going to put the top on it. And it will continue to feed them. Like if I were to fill this completely up, it would just keep falling down into this and continue to feed them until it runs out. So, but for now, they're very small. We're going to give them this. Because like I mentioned a few minutes ago when I was telling you why the incubator smells so bad, it was because I gave them food in this tiny little top, and they knocked all of the food out. And so that's why I'm going to be cautious because I don't want to be wasting quail food. I wasted a little bit. All right, now we're going to get some water. Actually, we need to rinse these really quick. So we're going to rinse those, and then we're going to put some water in here, and I'll just check this throughout the day just to make sure that they have water up until, like I said, about a week, 2 weeks or so, and then we'll start putting water and the marbles in this. Okay, so now we have water and a few pebbles. We have food. We have our brooder heater plate. It's pretty gross. I was cleaning that top like pristine every time I hatched out quail or every time I raised some chickens. But I was like, yeah, no, it's just going to get gross again the next time. Now, will I wipe it off a little bit the next time? Absolutely. This time when I'm done with it, but I'm not going to be doing pristine on it because it's just going to get messy again. So right now, that's what we have. And I'm not going to put the top on it because they can't get out right now. My dog does not come down here. Even if she did, she wouldn't do anything to him. She's the sweetest little thing. So now we wait, and I will keep you updated on like how many we have. Each time I do a video, I'll let you know how many we have. I'm prayerful. Y'all cross your fingers with me because I need to keep at least 5. I want 6 because I have 9, but I would like to have at least 5, 4 female and 1 male to keep this thing going. So that's what we're hoping for. The other thing is, like I said, as the quail eggs come in from outside, I'm still going to hatch those, but I'm going to put some space in between it. So when these guys are like 4 weeks old, then I will put more into the incubator, because by the time they hatch the next time, then these guys will be 6 weeks old, which means I can, you know, do what I need to do with them. So I hope this video was helpful. I'm sure it's a short one, but that's really all I had to do today. I wanted to take you all along with me. As I said, my daughter is also sick, and so I just, you know, figured I would come show you what I do with them. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.